What is up, guys? NPS Reefer here, back at it with another video. It has been such a long time since I've done a video. It's been about 3 weeks. So we definitely want to get back in the routine here. There's been a lot going on. Obviously, a lot of you guys know that I just moved to Florida, so I'm trying to work a bunch of things out still. But thankfully, I've kind of gotten into routine now, and I'm excited to get back into the video world. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Pico Reef. So right away, I want to answer some questions before we kind of dive in to like viewing the actual aquarium. But a lot of people ask me, like, how many fish can you have? How hard is it to keep Pico Reef? How many corals can you have in it? So I'm going to try to go over a couple of those questions before we kind of dive into showing you what all I personally have in my tank. My personal answer with keeping in a Pico tank, this was 2.5 gallons. It's not the easiest thing, but if you select like the right corals and fish, there's really not too much to worry about. Most of the corals in this tank are soft corals, so they can tolerate a little higher nitrite or nutrients in the aquarium, but they also kind of absorb the nutrients in the aquarium, so it does kind of help out for your like LPS corals. And I do have one SPS coral in this tank. I got a cat's paw right there, if you guys can, right there. Pretty cool. And then people ask, like, cleanup crew. I got a few Nacerius snails, a couple blue legs. I got a double starfish in here. You can kind of see him right here. He's really cool. I found him at a local fish store. He was super tiny, and I figured he'd work out perfect. And then I have a super small pin-cushioned urchin over here in the far corner. And I do have quite a bit of macroalgae in this tank as well. That does help lower the nutrient levels in the aquarium and kind of is what actually filters this aquarium. And I'll show you here in a second what I use for a pump to kind of circulate the water flow. And then one other question I get a lot is, what kind of fish can you keep in this small of a tank? And the answer is hardly anything. I have a captive bred Trimagoby and a redhead goby, as well as a super small pink Smith damsel. Obviously the pink Smith damsel is going to get way too big for this tank, but obviously it's going to take a little bit for him to get to that point. The gobies I've had in here for quite a while now. The trim I've had for quite longer than the redhead, but both seem to be doing excellent in this aquarium, and I cannot wait to see them grow a little bit more, because eventually I'd like to put them in the Caribbean tank. So super excited for that. Without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and jump in and show you guys around the Pico Reef. So here is the Pico Reef tank, and I did just have to turn the light on because I had to do this video very late at night. But there we go, show you a little bit around. A couple things are knocked down because the urchin likes to pick things up and move them. But right there we got a fox coral or jasmine coral. We got an micromusa here, or an acan as most people would refer to it as, but it's actually reclassified. And I'm not sure why that's moved into the middle of the tank, so we kind of had to move that back. Just some zoanthid, kind of a small zoa garden here. Some GSP, some briarium, some cloves. We got the double starfish here. We got some tabastra that fell over, probably because of the urchin. Some more zoanthids. We got some discosomas. We got that cat's paw just starting to open up. Like I said, I literally just turned on the light here. We got some Heliopora or blue ridge coral. Very cool and fast growing. I've already noticed a little bit of growth and not too much. It's been in this tank for probably almost 2 weeks now. There's the redhead goby there. We got the Trimagoby over here. This is captive bred. What else? We got this green sinularia. We got some hairy mushroom, some more discosoma. We got some yellow polyps here. We got some terminera, squirrel coral. We have a lettuce coral, or what some people call it as cabbage. We got the little pincushion. We got a little NPS gorgonian here. A couple polyps. We got the trumpet. Looks like a little bit of aptasia there. So hopefully that filefish. I have a super tiny little filefish in here. Hopefully he takes care of that relatively quickly before I have multiple ones of them. And then we got the plating sponge. It's actually quote unquote photosynthetic, and I have noticed some growth on that too. Then we got some pom-pom macro up here, and some codium fragile over here that I collected. Both absorb nutrients very well. We got a little bit of OGO here. Not even sure where that came from. I didn't even remember putting OGO in here. But as you can see, this codium is super thick. I mean, it grows in super thin thickets. You can find some codium I found in the Tampa Bay area that's actually like super thick. which is pretty cool. Other than that, like I said, this is literally 2.5 gallons. All I make sure is try to keep it above the line, and I check the salinity weekly. And I've never had an issue, and this tank has been up for 2.5 years now. So it's pretty amazing. A lot has changed in this tank since I first set it up. Scape, corals. Originally, this was just going to be strictly Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico stuff, but that changed because I wanted to add some more color and kind of build my own super small reef tank. 2.5 gallons. We got this little, like I said, a little bit of flow here, some pump. Obviously, it blows the corals pretty well. It has like the perfect amount of flow for this tank. Keeps the corals happy. Got the SPS right up in the middle of the flow there. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is not open simply because the light was just turned on. This double starfish is getting huge. It was probably like, I don't know, it's definitely growing. It's really cool. But yeah, just want to show you guys around the Pico Reef, kind of share. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and ask, or on Instagram. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. Here's some more cleanup crew. We got some racing striped neorites I collected in the Florida Keys. Very cool. And ugly yellow polyps. Trying to get you a view at these neorites. They're really cool. This one right on the front glass here is like red with white stripes. Very interesting, very cool. But yeah, like I said, the redhead goby for sure will end up in the Caribbean Reef once the Caribbean Reef is ready for fish, and once I get it well established with some coral for it to kind of hide in and take refuge in. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Just kind of want to have a short little video for you guys kind of explaining the Pico Reef, because recently I've had multiple questions, simply probably because I've been posting on this reef tank a lot because it's like the only tank I have set up. We've got a couple more tanks in the making here. It's going to be a little bit of time before they're actually up and ready. The 25 gallon is going to be my next kind of working build here. I'm going to get the NPS in there and get that going. I already have a few sponges in there that are doing nice in a cross tank, so super excited. We'll definitely have videos on that coming up soon. Without further ado, don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to beat the fish and feed them corals. We'll see you next time.